Well, welcome everybody back to the Flying Doghouse, and welcome to 2026, and welcome to the F-117. So we're going to take a look at this aircraft. It was just recently updated for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It was originally a 2020 aircraft and had some issues and problems in 2024, and the developer has published an update, and this one had not been on my radar, pun intended, but this one came highly recommended from one of my sim friends. So I decided to bop over to the marketplace and pick it up, and we're going to give it a look-see. So you tell me what you think. All right, enough chatter. Let's get going. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch over into the sim. And we'll go ahead and get that loaded up. All right, so this is not a native Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 aircraft, although it has been updated for 24 and had a number of things that have been fixed on the aircraft. Take care of some bugs that were introduced with the port over, and also with, I think, Sim Update 4. All right, so level of interactivity here is basically going to be for us to click on the ladder and get on the aircraft, get into the aircraft. But we can have a walk around and take a look at some of the texturing, and it looks very good. Lots of scratches, stickers, decals, all those fun things. The chute deployment door opens, closes, the gears animated. Refueling probe is also animated as well. It's just very, very well done. So don't think you're going to be disappointed with any of that for sure. It's available in the marketplace, and I believe the retail was $19.99 is what I ended up paying. I did not check, but I'm also going to assume that this is not a marketplace exclusive, that's available other places as well. All right, but if I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. I know you will. All right, so we're going to jump in the plane. Okay, so what would you want to know about where things are? The aircraft is going to be reasonably straightforward to get started. So nothing really here to sweat about that. So again, like I said, the startup process is pretty doggone straightforward. So this aircraft does have a built-in APU unit we can use. Go ahead and get the electrical on. It does also have external power that's available as well. In order for us to use the APU, we're going to have to open the fuel valve for the APU. Once you do that, then you can click on the on switch, and the APU should start. That'll give us some juice for the bird. All right, so we've already checked our fuel load. We've got 50% fuel, and we can go ahead and take care of a number of things on the right-hand side of the aircraft. So let's see. Let's go ahead and close the canopy. So you hold the toggle switch down, and we'll drive that to 0. Once that's done, and then lock the canopy in place. So there we go. That good safety check is ready to rock. We'll be ready to depart shortly, so we'll go ahead and cut the pitot heat on as well. And while we're over here, we'll go ahead and make our infrared night vision camera ready. Get some juice. We'll go ahead and cut that on as well. All right, so let's visit the left-hand side of the aircraft here. And here is our starter switches. So we'll be taking care of those here in just a minute. Let's let people know we're mucking around. So go ahead and cut the nav lights on. We don't need autopilot. Good with that. Navigation's light switch. We can go ahead and cut lights on inside the aircraft. And flood's on. Crank the console brightness up so we can see what we're clicking on here in the inside the cockpit. So first up, let me just make this point of clarification. I like exploring. I have reviewed the aircraft checklist, so I have run that before. I am not running it per se. I am more interested in showing you where things are in the cockpit and things that you might want to anticipate than showing you how to use the built-in checklist and how it shows you where things are if you should not have discovered those on your own. But that stuff is baked into the sim, and it's just a part of doing business with every aircraft. And that's a part of having resources to be able to teach yourself. So I'll leave that at that. Let's go ahead and cut the infrared camera on. Lots of different menu choices available here. If you click on the menu button, I'm going to put this on checklist. So speaking of, here you go. Quick overview. And there we go. All right, let's go ahead and get our engine started. They do take a minute or three to spin up, so we'll start with engine number 1. And we'll get that going. And we're starting to see some activity. Right, and you can watch RPMs coming up on the right front panel, pilot right. You do have fuel quantity selector knob here to turn to take a peek at what you've got where in the aircraft. All right, we'll let this get up, I think it goes to about 60 where it stabilizes, if I remember that correctly. And you can hear the fan RPM coming up too. There we go. All right, so it's 64. All right, they were good. Let's go ahead and get the other engine started here. It'll take it a minute. And you got all sorts of things here in the cockpit that you can explore on your own. So one lesson to learn is don't cut the APU off until you've got your engine stabilized. I made that mistake while I was playing around with it, and your engine will die. And then you'll have to restart part of your procedure. See our gauge working its magic for right engine here. And you do have bay doors that you can muck around with as well. Again, not covering every feature in the aircraft today. We are just getting this started, up and running for our use. And we'll give it a circuit. But the other thing that I would mention to you with respect to this particular aircraft that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bind yourself a button or a switch on your controller for the drag chute. So one of the characteristics of the F-117 is it does not have flaps and it does not have speed brakes. So you're going to need to manage your approach speed accordingly. Somewhere in the neighborhood of about 150 is going to put yourself into a level of aerodynamic comfort. Anything lower than that, it's going to be really twitchy. This is not an aircraft that you want to land in a power-off approach state. So you are going to want to have propulsion available to you to be able to stay in the air. Else you will drop like a rock. Okay, so we've got a good successful start. Both of the engines have stabilized. They're showing same stats over here, pilot right, so I think we're good. All right, so let's go back to the menu. Let's get the HUD available there. All right, we've got our infrared camera on and available. And that camera is located in the front of the aircraft, just underneath the nose. And you can also tell that there is something in that bay, so if you want to nose around the aircraft, you can certainly see that for yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut down the APU. We don't need that anymore. We do have left and right generators on. That's good. And let's cut the auxiliary generator off. Is this really more APU? I don't think. I'm trying to remember here from a procedure perspective whether we want the APU on or not. Okay, so I took a minute to pause the video just to verify. No, you do not have to have the APU on in the aircraft during normal flight operations. So that's that. All right, let's get ourselves a little bit of sunshine since we've been sitting here. Awesome daylight. That ought to be good enough for us for the rest of the flight tonight. All right, so I've got live traffic turned on. I do not have say intentions turned on for this aircraft first look. I need to have that chatter going on in the background. And hopefully folks who are in the sim flying around in the Las Vegas area will be good flight sim citizens and not buzz us or any of all those fun things that sometimes happen. Ground handling, it's reasonably easy to steer. For takeoff, we want to rotate and start our rotation at about 120. We'll pull back slightly at about 120. The nose will come up, and then eventually it will rise up off of the runway at about 140. So we'll see some climb there. Then we'll immediately go ahead and get our landing gear up. All right, so we have been cleared by clearance to take off. We'll swing our way around here. Ourselves onto the runway. Switch back into the cockpit. And we'll get going. I do have nose wheel steering activated. Again, we are going to start our rotation at about 120. Okay, so here we go. Nose coming up off the ground. Main gear now should be up. Gear coming up. And we are making our way out. And we'll make a left-hand turn here in a minute. We'll give our Boeing 737 some time to get past us here, and then we'll make our turn, come in behind it. Take in some of the Las Vegas scenery. Okay, so as I mentioned, no speed brakes, no flaps. So that means you're going to plan ahead and manage your approach speeds in this particular aircraft. So you do those fun things, you should be fine. All right, we'll make our way downwind. I'm going to extend here. We'll go down past the speedway. Headed over here to our left near the airfield. All right, we're already at about 400, so we need to come back on our speed. We'll get that managed. We'll give ourselves a little bit of an angle of attack to start bleeding off some of that airspeed. Welcome to sunrise here in Vegas. But you can see the night vision camera doing its thing. Leave that to explore at your leisure. And we'll go ahead here and make our turn in just a minute. Just pop outside the aircraft again, give it another look. Take a peek back down toward Nellis. All right, we'll go ahead and start our turn. The aircraft just looks very, very good, doesn't it? And we'll swing it around. Get ourselves situated here for an approach. Start backing up on speed. Again, no brakes. All right. Get ourselves lined up here for 2-1 right. A lot of speed. Be bled off. Okay, gear coming down. And definitely higher than I want to be. But it's okay. All right, we're coming by the speedway here to our 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I guess if you are a NASCAR fan and an aircraft watcher, this is a place to be when you're having a race here. All right, so I do have a switch mapped for the drag chute. All right, we're on finals here. Ease our way down here. And we'll let her settle. Not the greatest of landings. Drag chute out. But that's okay. We'll take it for today. It's probably attempt number 4. There we go. Chute is out. Let's go ahead and cut that loose. Clean up on aisle 3. All right, so we made it back. So what do we think of the aircraft? Well, I have to agree with my friend. It's definitely worth the purchase price. It's a lot of fun. They have fixed a number of issues with the aircraft. If you like military aircraft in Flight Sim 2020 or 2024, I think you would enjoy this. And again, there was an update made to this specifically for 24 to fix some of the problems that took place when trying to run this aircraft in its original state, and also some issues that were introduced with several of the sim updates. All right, so let me go ahead and get the aircraft stopped here. I'm going to put the parking brake on. You can jump out of the sim, jump over into the marketplace, and we'll do that to finish up the video. If you've made it this far with us, we'd love for you to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video today. So, do I think that that this aircraft is sim-worthy? Absolutely. So, I think Aerial Simulations has done a rock-solid job with this one, and certainly I think it lives into the rating that folks have given it. Realism, I would say that it is realistic inside the realm of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. But here in the marketplace, it is showing you the features of the aircraft. What are you getting when you make the purchase? Again, it's $20 US. There are some technical specifications that are listed here. I guess one of the things that I would point out is this is not a supersonic plane. So you're going to get to about Mach 0.91, so no afterburner, no sonic boom, but fun nonetheless. So this gives a little bit of a history in terms of the aircraft and when it took its maiden flight and what it was used for over its operational lifetime. It's still being used as a research and development platform, so they are continuing to make use of the investment in this particular aircraft. So range of about 1,000 miles, service ceiling of about 45,000 feet, top speed of about 684 miles an hour. Sim-worthy. Yep, absolutely. Would I buy it again? Yep, absolutely. Is it worth the $20 for me? Absolutely. All right. So I think I am going to leave it here. Again, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe. We'd love to have you as a channel subscriber. More content coming, more live streams coming, more cross-country things coming, and some Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 content also will be making its way over to the channel during the first quarter of this year. So, again, I'm going to leave it here. I hope everybody is keeping well, and until next time, as always, cheers, y'all.